Hey guys, what's going on? It's ObezGaming, back again with another video. And this week we're looking at the new defensive meta on FIFA 21. There's been a number of patches recently that have drastically changed how the game plays, and I think I've discovered a certain type of tactic and player instruction that can really make a difference to defending on FIFA 21. So I'm going to share this with you, and hopefully that can help you pick up a few more wins. Just before we get into that, I'd like to say a massive thank you for all the support on the channel recently. And if we could get to 50 subscribers by New Year, that would be great. So if you do enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button, and likes and all that stuff are really appreciated also. Right, let's get straight into it. So jumping into my tactics first of all, the defensive style I use is pressure on heavy touch. I think this definitely gives the best balance between how much you press and how much stamina your players lose. Although things like constant pressure and whatever, the one that's pressed for 7 seconds is good, your players will be exhausted by the end of the game. So pressure on heavy touch is a nice little balance between those two. I'd also say maybe use balanced if you find this one a little bit too energy sapping, but it'd be one of those two for me. It's important in particular to save your energy for the tactic that I want to use, that I'll show you soon. I use 5 width, pretty standard stuff, don't want to be pulled out too much and also don't want to be too narrow. And I also use 8 depth. Now I've always said never trust a man who plays 1 depth drop back, because they're just awful people. I use 8 depth. That does seem pretty high, I guess, but for this particular tactic, the way it works is it presses high up the pitch to win the ball back in dangerous areas. So yeah, I mean, take the gamble. You probably would like to have some fast centre-backs to be able to use this tactic, but that would be my advice. So the formation I use in-game is 4-3-2-1. The good news about what I'm about to show you is that it works with pretty much any formation that uses 4 at the back. It's especially good with ones that have a centre mid, so any 4-3, it works great, but you could quite as easily use this in a 4-2-3-1 also. Now the next part is the most important part. It is the player instructions, and that's where the key element that I've discovered comes into play. So if we flick across, start with the goalkeeper. We have him on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. I always use this. It just makes keeper seem a lot faster off the line. It's not as scary as it seems. My fullbacks I have on stay back while attacking, aggressive interceptions and overlap. That ensures that, you know, we're not caught out too much, but they also go and try and win the ball rather than just regressing into their box. And then both centre backs are on the default settings of stay back and normal interceptions. You probably don't want your centre backs on aggressive, because otherwise they might leave gaps in behind them, and that's not what we need. And now it's time for the big reveal. The most important thing I've found, the massive game changer, is putting your defensive centre mid on drop between defenders. This tactic has completely changed the way I play, and it's benefited me so much. I've conceded so many fewer goals, all because of this tactic. So what this tactic essentially means is when you lose the ball, the centre mid will drop back and sort of become like a centre half. He'll drop in between your 2 centre backs and it'll make it almost like a 5 at the back. But importantly, once you win the ball back, he then behaves as a normal centre mid would and rejoins the attack. This also allows me to put both other centre mids onto balanced, so they can get forward and support the attack a lot more, knowing that they're covered if we do lose the ball high up the pitch. And just to be clear, I think it probably is best if you do this with the central player, as he will drop perfectly between the 2 centre backs there. In a 4-2-3-1, you could probably select either. So in all of these clips, the player I'm using in this system is Marquinhos. So we're on the attack, and as you can see, we lose the ball, but watch Marquinhos, who's currently in the centre circle, the way he drops back extremely quickly after losing the ball to intercept. Running that back in slow-mo, watch him in the centre circle, he backtracks instantly, knowing where the danger is going to be, and covers it. So we can start another attack. In this next clip, I've got Marquinhos labelled here. You can see he's instantly covering both centre-backs, which allows Virgil van Dijk the time to get out there and cover it, knowing that there's no danger in behind him. And once again, we can go straight back on the attack. Again, in slow-mo, Marquinhos tracks the striker's run all the way. At no point is there any chance of the striker getting in behind, because he's got him. Even if I step up with either centre-back, you know you've got that extra cover there as insurance. The next clip shows us just how quickly the CDM can recover after you lose the ball. So at the start of this clip, Marquinhos is right on the centre circle. You can see Pogba loses the ball and the opponent is on the break. My Ferland Mendy has stepped up, but all of a sudden Marquinhos is already in behind him, covering the left back position at this point. Another key positive of this player instruction is what happens at goal kicks. As you can see, Marquinhos comes short to the keeper, and he is almost like the centre-back looking to receive the ball. This allows my centre-back to push up, which puts my full-back up even further. dragging his fullback to mark mine, leaving Lucas Moura space in behind. This happens at every goal kick, and it's really noticeable how much it's helped me keep the ball off goal kicks. It creates so much more space and drags their defenders so much further out to meet your fullbacks. Bear in mind there's an added benefit that if you do lose the ball, you've got that extra centre half there to cover and stop any breakaway that happens. And yeah, I can hear you complaining saying, but Obes, if my CDM is dropping between my defenders all the time, he won't help out in the attack. Well, I suggest you watch this next clip, which shows the benefit of going forward with drop between defenders. It's actually my Marquinhos that both starts and has a role in the finish of this move. It really goes to show the benefit of having late runners arriving into the box. Our CDM on drop between defenders actually picking up a key assist there, despite the fact he spends so long between both centre backs. Watching it back on slow-mo, we can see why. Where Marquinhos picks the ball up is so deep, and he's got so much time to lay it off, it also allows the late runner to not be picked up. So if you watch the strikers or the attacking midfielders of the other team, neither pick up Marquinhos as he makes that late run due to the fact his starting position is just so far back in the pitch. I hope that shows this isn't a negative way of playing and it can affect you going forward as well. That brings me to the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed it and I hope this can help you in the future. If it did, then please leave a like and subscribe. As I said, would love to smash 50 subs. All the best guys, cheers.